Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, it is good to be back.
You sure about this? I'm fully cold.
Well, it's one of those things. Every year when we leave, it's always hot, but when we come back, it's cold. It's like somebody turned the light switch off and turned the heaters off, but no, it is actually good to be back because let me tell you. Last Monday, it was so hard trying to run the show on my laptop with limited internet capability. So it's nice being able to have everything right in front of me that I need to be able to do this. So
you wanted to stay another week. We see it in your face.
Well, it's just the traveling back. Let's see. Looks like Chad's in the room. Good evening, Mr. Michael Schutz. Good evening to you, and of course, Mr. Howard. Welcome back as well. Howard says he brought critters back with me. And I don't know what kind of critters he brought back, but I don't know what jumped in his bag.
Baby shark.
Oh goodness, but it was. I mean, when we were on last week, we'd only had 2 days of diving in, so the week actually got much better, and we had some awesome dives after Monday as well. The one that sticks out to me, and if I can find it, I'll show it to you. But apparently, an eel sized me up, and yeah, it was just like I did not see the thing. The dive master did not see it. Yeah, I think Frank Winstead got a really good shot, and it shows how close this eel was to me. I mean, he was, like that. I mean, it was just like,
Either one of the guys had or a couple digits to take with it. So
yeah. Well, he was at my right shoulder, so I mean, yeah, I think he was sizing me up and figured I was bigger, so he wouldn't mess with me. I don't know.
all right,
uh,
now that you do swim or dive buddy with you.
do what?
Now that you got a new dive buddy.
Yeah, new dive buddy.
Yeah, the eel.
Well, now he ran off. He ran away.
He'll be back next year.
Yeah,
I bet
probably.
next year.
So I told this story. Told this story while we were on the trip, and I know you. Do you remember One Eyed Jack?
I do. Me
Okay.
and One I got along really well.
Yeah. So anyway, there used to be a green moray down there on a dive site called Rockstar, and this green moray only had one eye. They had named him One Eyed Jack, and this eel was very, very friendly. But of course, he disappeared. No, over the last probably 6 or 7 years, nobody's seen him. So let's see. Mr. Dave Lowney says hello from Maryland. Sand flea bites. Well, yeah,
Yeah, they suck.
yeah, they
You
do.
ever bug spray?
Uh, Howard said I even found a spark plug underwater, of all things, and I do have a picture to prove it. Oh, but it was. I mean, it was an awesome trip. Lots of great memories made, and it was just it was fun to see and join this group. And the reason I say that is because we had a young lady on this trip who was 11. Her birthday was during the trip. She had never dove the ocean before. So just got certified last year at the age of 10. So anyway, so the very first dive of the trip, I told them, I said, let me get in the water first. This is what I captured right here. This is her. This is Maddie. She turned 12 while we were there on Thursday. But this is a picture of her making her very first giant stride entry on her very first ocean dive. I thought that was cool.
No, I absolutely love when these kids get involved. It is just pride and joy to watch it. You come back with your own feelings when I was young, and to be able to pass that on to the youngins is great.
Oh yeah, well and we wasn't really sure how she was going to respond. If she was, make a first dive, if she'd like it, if she wouldn't dive anymore. We really didn't know. This girl was, she was a fish. I mean, she looked like a diver well beyond her age. I mean, it looks like she'd been diving for a while. We actually got pictures of her underwater too. But yeah, it was an awesome time. She got to experience a lot of firsts on this trip, as well as a couple of other divers. So awesome trip. I see Mr. Todd Ransford's in here. Hello. Howard says the Odyssey wreck was his favorite. Kenny says little Maddie making us proud. Well, and of course, JoJo, I know you know them. Oz and Miguel
Yes.
are two very awesome people, very awesome dive masters. And I've got to show this picture here too. They actually came and had birthday cake and played with or let the kids do the pinata. So Oz brought his kids, and so this resort, I'm telling you, they never cease to amaze me. They always go above and beyond, what they should do. Most places, they'll do a little bit here and there. When we told them, we was wanting a birthday cake for her on her birthday, nothing fancy or anything. Not only did she get a cake, she got balloons, she got the pinata, and they had this thing full of candy. So I mean, it was yeah.
That is awesome. Forget the parties. Let's go to Roatan.
Well, it's like I told her, I said, not very many people spend their birthday on a dive trip. I've never spent my birthday in the Caribbean on a dive trip. So
I've been in Florida, but now I've one out of the country on mine.
yeah. Yeah, no, really not. But so trying to think, there was a total of 18 dives made. I made 17 of them. So, but got lots and lots of pictures. There's some of them I don't know if you've seen on our Facebook page. I posted a few. Of course, the group we done a little Facebook Messenger chat. I had everybody, in a little chat group, and that was really awesome because everybody was sharing their pictures and everything. So, it really worked out well because the divers could, go back to the room, download their photos, post them to the chat group, and then everybody could, see what everybody had shot. So, a lot of good pictures there. I don't have any of those, but probably one of my favorites that I shot was this one right here.
Oh,
that was probably one of my favorite shots that I shot.
Enemies. I
Oh
love
yeah, yeah. I was wondering how it was going to turn out, and then of course when we got back, I pulled this one up and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that turned out a whole lot better. But this was at Dolphin's Den. Of course, that's where most of the times we see a lot of them at. But this one was at Dolphin's Den.
There's a lot at Dolphin's Den. We've
Oh
got a
yeah.
lot of sports too. I mean, just go on a night dive and find those suckers and shine a UV light on them. They turn
Oh
this
yeah.
nice green.
Well, and I tell you, there was another one. I was looking. There was a nice sized grouper, and I was trying to get a good picture of it and get positioned to get a picture of it, and I got photo bombed. So they just couldn't resist themselves.
Usually they like to run away, but that angel just wanted to be in it.
Oh yeah, I mean it was. I was getting ready. Got lined up and everything. I'm like, I'm going to get a good shot, and just as soon as I snapped or hit the button on the camera, that angelfish just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, crap, photo bomb.
Like, too much. Now we got an angelfish in the way.
Yeah, well, Oh, and speaking of the pinata, I actually did get a shot of that too. I don't think I had that one in here. There's the pinata, a mermaid pinata. Howard brought it to my attention, so I wanted to throw that out there. And let me tell you, they beat this mermaid like crazy. I've never seen. I figured, probably hit it 4 or 5, maybe 10 times. They spent 10 minutes trying to bust this thing open.
The adults are out there taking swings.
Actually, none of the adults did. That was the
Really?
thing. Yeah, it was all the kids. But what was really funny, and I've got a video. I tried to get it to where I could show some of it, but they had it tied up in a tree, and they had one of the resort maintenance guys had it on a rope. So whenever they blindfolded them, they turned her around. They would pull it up, let it down, so that they would miss it. They had an absolute awesome time.
Oh, jeez. Of course, I miss it, and I'm regretting it.
Yeah, well, and of course you were missed. A lot of people asked, even Oz and Miguel, "Where's JoJo?" Well, we told him, you had vacation this year with the family, so
Yeah, we had a nice one this year. But I'm glad you all had a good time. The pictures are great. I'm loving them.
yeah. Well, let's see, and I've got a whole lot more pictures to show. So
Got a whole freaking memory card full.
yeah. Of course, the three amigos there, just kind of hanging out on the pier there. This was the night of the birthday party, or the evening. They actually had us all meet out on the pier. They originally was going to do the piñata out there, but then they had concerns about candy and stuff falling in the ocean, so they moved it on shore.
Y'all spend a lot of time out there this year?
Out on the pier,
Yeah.
not a ton.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
not a
know
ton.
the last day is normally about the only time we get out there. So busy doing everything else.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's see here. Of course, here's the motley crew that went down there. The entire group. This was just before we left. We didn't get one when we got there, so I was hoping we could try to recreate the one from last year, but nobody wanted to do the gun shows like you did last year.
Oh, nobody wanted to do that? Jeez.
Yeah, no. But we did get an iguana in one of the pictures. It was pretty cool.
A lot of familiar faces in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And everybody had a blast. And something that I'll make mention here that we've noticed a lot of over the last couple years, we're seeing a ton more seahorses. And that's not a seahorse. I can't really. My pictures are really, really small, and I thought that was one of. Oh, here he is. I had one that was on. There it is. Right here it is. All right. Let's see if we can change it. There you go.
Yeah.
So.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, and there were. We've seen at least one or two on a majority of the dives. I mean, it was pretty cool to see. And then of course, we've got the birthday girl and grandpa there, Kenny and Maddie. This was taken on the first dive, so it's like, here, I got to get a shot underwater.
Yeah.
Sporting
some nice BCDs there too, man.
Do what?
So they're sporting some nice BCDs too.
Oh yeah, of course. And I tell you, one of the coolest ones that I shot that was, to me, was really interesting was this one right here.
That's some good timing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to turn out until I got a good chance to look at them, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep this one.
I'll try to get under them and get them from the bottom next time.
Yeah, they go a little fast. I don't know if I want to ascend that fast, JoJo. But of course, these are just some of the creatures we've seen. This little guy right here, he made his entrance on the wreck dive. So it's pretty cool seeing a turtle on the wreck. Another one of my favorite shots, of course, I love shipwrecks. I love the reefs too, but I really like shipwrecks, and I was able to get this one. And that I didn't know how that one was going to turn out, but it really did turn out. I mean, this thing's huge.
I've only been on that one once.
Huh?
I've only been on that one once. I've been on the Eagle 2 times. That one I've only been on once.
Oh yeah, the Alagula. Well, this one's the Odyssey, and the top of it is about 60 foot, and it's 116 foot at the sand. So I mean, just to give you a little bit of perspective, it's a big wreck, but that one was fun. Let's see. Trying to see. I've got so many of these. Trying to go through and look at them here. Of course, I did have a little bit of fun. You know, the photographer Bob
Yes, I do.
was on one of the dives with us, and he goes around and he takes pictures of every diver, and he includes it into his little thing. You can buy his package of photos and his little video. So he come around to get a picture of me, and I just turned the tide. Of course, it's really funny to see the one he got of me. So I mean, you see this Sea Life camera case staring back at him. Oh goodness,
You're gonna invest in one of those suckers.
what's that?
Whatever he's got, probably
Uh,
Nokia, some crazy extent.
Well, you're looking probably over 10 grand on that one there. With
Right?
the strobes and housing, and oh yeah, it's and you know, just from, and I've had several people, you know, that's looked at these photos of mine and like, well, what camera are you shooting with? I'm like, my cell phone.
Yeah. Tell
So
you, a heck of a camera. Thing's huge too.
oh yeah, and here's one of Howard and Frank. Of course, this was Frank's first ocean dive. So I mean, he's got a little over 100 dives under his belt, but has never been in the ocean. And you know, his trim, everything. I mean, you can see Howard's a seasoned diver, so you know he's kind of point on. Frank was not far behind him, and he's only got, like I said, a little over 100 dives. So,
Just looking up at the camera.
oh yeah. Yeah, but
Nice and relaxed. Just where it need to be.
oh yeah,
Why?
of course. I was trying. Oh, here's my eel. And I don't know if Frank's on here tonight or not, but he's got a shot of this eel, like literally like 6 inches from me. This is the shot I got as it swam away.
He's fat too.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was probably a good 5-6 foot long. I mean, he wasn't nothing to snap at.
Yeah. I always heard some of them were friendly, but I've never took them to dive to figure out how friendly they can get.
Well, I would just assume not. Find out how friendly they are. I'll take pictures of them, but I don't. I don't like to get that close to them.
They're pretty and all, but the whole predator mouth kind of gets me the other way.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the way that I like to shoot them right here.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
a good distance, and you know, you're not bothering them. You know, you're getting a good shot. Let's see. And then, of course, you know, I was talking about our boat crew. We call them the A team. The boat captain Bruce, Osman, and Miguel. Here's a shot of Oz on the front of the boat. I think we were going out to a dive site. But of course, you know, no trip to Roatan is complete if you don't do a little bit of linefish hunting.
Yes.
You know, that's what several of the divers look at. You know, when they go, they're wanting to go and hunt linefish. And I'm gonna say, and I know Kenny and Mike was in there with us on it, but I'm gonna say we probably got a couple dozen, and you know, several big ones too. So I mean, you know, it was we had a decent feast Friday night. Of course, they didn't bring them out until like right at dinner, so you know, we were already getting full. Where Where's my
Maybe turn it into a lunch snack.
Well, it needs to be one of those like for the snack time, which is like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Right there at the
That.
pool.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. Let's see.
Wine, fish, and crackers actually sounds pretty darn good.
Well, I tell you what, it in ceviche is awesome.
Yes, I love it in ceviche.
Yeah, some good old ceviche. Kenny says been chased by one, wasn't fun.
I don't know if it was chased or was just being friendly.
Like,
And
hey,
he
come
just
here, I want to
took
play.
off. I just want some attention. And he took off. I
Yeah,
came pretty close. We were in the Keys. I mean, I had to push one away because it was literally going to run into me.
yeah, oh yeah. Let's see, there's one of some of the group as we was going down on a wall. Here. I've got one of a little spotted eel, and that's what I'm sitting here trying to find.
Don't see
Uh,
many of them down there.
you don't. That's really
I'm all
only
over
the
there, but not there.
yeah. It's really only the second one that I've gotten a picture of, and I've got a picture of him. Um, I tell you what, this one right here, I'm thinking about making it my desktop screen.
I have one very similar to that. It's on the phone. Well, used to be. I've changed it since then, but I have one really similar to that.
Ah. Of course, I've got back to the shipwreck one. I was at 116 foot, and I was able to get that shot right on the floor.
Look at all those guard needles banking down there.
Oh yeah. Then of course I got a pretty good one of some of our group on the wreck as well. Lots of happy divers there.
Oh yeah. We'll start getting pre-mixing our tanks so we get longer dives on those suckers.
Okay, so I've got to share this. Did you know 34% is now the new 32%?
I did not know that. Why would we not be at 34?
Well, that's what we asked. But I think I had two, maybe three tanks the whole time I was down there that actually read 32%. Every other tank that I dove, 34%, 34 every time, and it wasn't just me. It was most of the divers.
Oh, I'm looking at the tables, but I mean, if you're averaging about 80 feet, that'd be optimal mix.
Oh yeah, and that's about what we were averaging. I think mine was from the whole week was about 55 feet. Averaged out. So actually, on the wreck, we ended up most of us dove air, just because we knew by the time we dove the wreck, we were going to have 34% in the tank, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to get get what we want. I won't be able to get to the bottom. So there were several of us that elected just to do air. Mike said he had a couple tanks that was 35. So I think their mixes are off a little bit.
You know how we like to pre-mix, and we pre-mix at the shop, so we just take one of theirs and top it off with a little bit more air and get it where we want it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's
percent, and we should be able to have optimal bottom time for 100 foot.
Yeah. So yeah,
That truck's helpful.
do I?
That trucks can be very helpful.
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you, on a trip like that where you're diving two, three dives a day, for 5 or 6 days, really benefits. And I had several down there. Well, hey, what's the benefit of nitrox? And the younger people don't really see the advantages of it. other than they can stay down, a little bit longer, and they can take shorter surface intervals. The older you get, I say, mid 30s. Once you hit mid 30s, you start to tire out a little bit easier, and so you really tell the difference diving all week on air and then diving all week on nitrox. So,
Well, seems like every time I go out there, I've always get the nitrox option. But I'd be down there, we'd be line fish, and somebody's down at 80 feet, and I'm sitting at 50 because I've exhausted my bottom time.
oh
Everybody's
yeah,
down at fish. I'm just sitting up there cussing. I should have bought the nitrox.
oh yeah. Then of course, something else that we seen two or three of, uh, little nurse sharks.
You don't see them often.
You don't. Now this was the only one that was laying on the bottom on the reef. I think there was two or three others that we seen, but they were out swimming. So I got video of one because it was too far away to get a photo of.
Yeah.
And then when we were on Rockstar, one come out from between some coral, and as soon as it seen the divers, it turned around and went back. So I mean, I didn't even get a chance to get my camera up to get the shot. So that was the three that I seen, and I know several other divers had seen a couple that I didn't.
Little sea puppies.
Oh yeah, ocean catfish, I think Krista called them. If I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, I didn't take a spear with me, so I shot this one with my camera.
He knew you were there because he's all flared out.
Oh yeah.
Let's go on, touch the end of that fin right there. See how it feels.
Yeah, I wished I could say he was tasty, but we didn't get him.
Next time.
All right, so, and I don't know how many of our viewers have ever seen one before. You don't see them very often, and they're really small. But a frogfish.
Yes, we usually see 2 or 3 of those suckers.
Yeah, well, this is the only one we saw. The whole time we were there, and this little guy was maybe an inch and a half long.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're tiny, and I don't see how the dive masters spot them.
I don't know. Oz, they know right where they're at.
Oh
So
yeah.
just point out where they are. It's cool.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, as much as they dive these dive sites, it's like us at the park. I mean, we know where majority of everything is. I mean, we can take you right to it, not even blink an eye. And that's the way these guys are. They know where these things kind of habitat, and so, they can take you straight to them.
Yeah.
Granted-
I give them props. They are definitely a great boat crew.
Oh yeah. Now, granted, they're not always in the same spot, but they're usually in the same general area.
Those. Did you get any scorpions?
No. We did see a toadfish.
Oh, yeah. Those are hard to find, too.
Oh yeah. I think this is the one of the spotted eel. I cannot really tell. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Pretty.
Yeah, I've got one. It's a little closer picture of it, but it's not right beside this one, so I don't
Looks
know.
like you got a few little cleaner crabs around. Little spider. What are they?
Oh,
Spider crabs?
Yeah,
Yeah. Hanging out there.
yeah, we've seen several of those.
I believe you even might get a star in there. All the fan-like structures hanging just underneath the reef there.
Yeah, I haven't zoomed in. I did catch one, several years ago that I didn't even see when I took the photo. Krista actually pointed it out. It was on the side of a sponge, and little bitty, tiny little starfish. Like I said, I didn't see it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Here's the toadfish. Let's see if I can get it pulled up here. Where are they? There it is. If you've never seen a toadfish, that is a face only a mother could love.
Yeah. Did you bring some extra lionfish to make him happy?
No. But I'm trying to think. Somebody found something and was kind of waving it in front of it and got it to come out a little bit, but like some kind of a lure, no hook, just like a lure. Um, but I don't remember who it was. I was trying to find my spark plug.
Well, I think Howard found your spark plug.
Well, and being the good steward of the ocean that I am, I was going to bring it up, but it was tied off like onto a wire, and the
Yeah.
wire was going it was had started growing into the reef, so I didn't touch it because I didn't want to damage the reef.
Yeah, sometimes stuff just makes its way and becomes part of the reef itself.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Uh, well, I don't know where my spark plug is.
He lost his spark plug.
I lost a spark plug. I'm one spark plug shy.
You're having a hard enough time running off of 6 cylinders. Now you're down to
Yeah.
5.
Down to 4. What are you talking about?
Already gave you that. Another one.
uh, well, the problem is I've got so many photos, and of course, looking at them on my computer. Let me switch back the screen here. Uh, Looking at them on my preview screen here, they're so small I can't really get a good look at them. Uh, but yeah, there's a bunch of good ones, and of course I didn't keep any of the bad ones.
Get a lot of those.
I usually do.
Yeah, for like every 100 pictures I take, I get one I actually like.
Oh yeah,
Probably
yeah.
for every one of them, there's one I actually love.
Well, out of all of these, like I said, I've got a couple that are my favorites. They all I picked the best ones out that I like, but out of the ones that I took, yeah, there's only like 3 or 4 that I really, really am proud of. Nope, that's not my spark plug. I'm still looking for my spark plug. All right, let's see. I haven't found the spark plug yet, but I did find this one here of I think they're spider crabs. Yeah, there we go. Howard says he got pictures of the dolphins. Yeah, I think you got them up on the boat though when they was swimming with us, if I'm not mistaken. Mike says the spark plug's picture 42. Uh, well, I wished I could go by that, but unfortunately, it's not that way on my computer. So I guess I could try it. Yeah, it was Todd that was talking about it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to see 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 24. I'm still looking for that spark plug.
We're all interested in the spark plug. Well, I mean, last time I went down there, we found the engine cover from one of the dive shops that fell off the boat.
Oh yeah. Oh, and here's a good one. I know you know what it is. But let's see. All right, so the guys on the trip, all the divers on the trip that are watching, you can't answer this one unless you don't know what it is. But it was told what it was. You know what it is, JoJo?
I do.
Okay. I kind of figured you did. I'll leave it up here for a second. But you know something I seen down there this time that I haven't seen before? I was seeing a lot more sea urchins.
Really?
Yeah.
That is something we normally don't see. I mean, I see them tucked away in the holes every now and then, but not like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I seen probably 5 or 6. I'm gonna switch off of my little friend here for a second. If you know what the fish in the picture was, go ahead and throw it up in the comments. Yeah, there's the sea urchin, and that's
Cool. You
one.
sit there and just watch them move.
Huh?
You just sit there and watch them move all over the place.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, yeah. But
They always got like shells and stuff stuck in them.
well, like I said, that's the first time in all the years I've been going down there that I've actually seen sea urchins there. And yeah, that's a deflator for sure. Now you know in Bonaire, you know it's Bonaire's covered up in them.
Oh yeah, you had to watch for your stepping, or if you fell, I mean, you'd fall right on them.
Oh yeah, but this was the first time I have ever seen them there on Roatan. Of course, you know we always see crabs and lobsters and stuff like that. Uh, did see some drumfish. Oh, here he is. All right, so my little spotted eel, I found the good picture of it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it up there now. So there's the little spotted eel. I got a really good kind of close up on him. Yeah, I know there's several of them in Curacao down there by Bonaire. I mean that area is covered up in them. I've never eaten one. Don't know that I would want to, but of course, also if you look at it, huh?
Yeah, I've heard urchins are good, but I've seen them cracked open and go, "That's a big booger." No.
Well, you know, but if you look at it too, look at lionfish. I mean, their spines are poisonous, and they're really good eating.
Mm-hmm. I knew our sea urchins were edible. I just I've seen them cracked open. I don't want nothing to do with that. It's like oysters. I know people like oysters. I don't.
Yeah, now I'm not a big oyster fan myself. Shell. But yeah, I mean, you know, as far as the trip as a whole, a lot of marine life. Now, not everything was huge. We've seen a couple of huge spotted eagle rays. You know, it a lot of marine life. I mean, and like I said, to see the sea urchins down there, never seen them there before. So, you know, the marine life is healthy. Of course, you know, I had somebody ask, well, how's the reef system down there? They probably got one of the healthiest reefs that I've seen.
Yeah. Being Bonaire about one of the only other places I can compare it to, Bonaire had a lot of places where the reef was just tore up.
Oh
when
yeah.
We go to Roatan, I mean, it's just miles of reef, just healthy reef.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think my spark plug is eluding me.
you can set it up on the page later.
I may have already done it. I don't know.
Uh,
Because I'm sitting here going through trying to see. Uh, so the picture, I haven't seen really any guesses, but the picture was a trunk fish. Let's see, seahorse.
few of them down there, they typically like to be in the photos, so they're not
Oh
too
yeah,
shy. Angels could be another story. They either want a picture taken or they don't.
yeah. Ain't that the truth? Well, I don't know.
Uh,
I guess that one that photobombed me really wanted a picture taken.
Usually you find some nice damsels too floating around.
So we did actually. Miss Jill, Todd's wife, had told me. She said if you see her favorite fish is the I think the yellow-tailed damselfish.
Uh-huh.
She's like, if you see one, get a picture for me. Get a picture. And of course, like most marine life, they're active. They're swimming, and it was really hard. I did get a couple of pictures for her, but a couple of them didn't turn out very well. Because every time I go to snap a picture, they try to jet off, and well,
Yes, and they're quick.
oh, they are. But I mean, they're beautiful fish to look at.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, just sitting here going through some of these. Of course, we had a fun time on the boat too. It was just our group on our boat, and so we had an awesome time. There's some of us there. Let's see.
That's awesome. No Karens.
Boat what?
So that's awesome. No Karens.
Yeah.
No grumpy old man.
Yeah, it was a good trip, I tell you. Uh, Everybody had a blast, and we got to see a lot of stuff. My only complaint, it wasn't long enough. I could have went for a couple of more days of dives.
Next year you get 2 weeks. So
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting about next year is it's two different resorts. So it's we're gonna have the uh, Turquoise Bay, and that one is already locked in, and then I'll have Cocoa View, which is week 2 locked in this week, and so 1 week is strictly boat dives. The second week is boat and unlimited shore diving. So, we're going to get the best of both worlds. We'll dive north side 1 week, south side the next week. So,
they
if you've
come right in
never,
the middle.
huh?
They show up right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
You have
Well,
one there.
half of week 1, half of week 2. Spend your week.
Yeah, exactly. You get both of them in there.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, for a recap on the trip, I mean, it was an awesome trip. Lots of fun, lots of laughters. Great group. As a dive leader standpoint, it was that was a highlight trip. I would do it all over again.
Again, you do it every year.
Oh, I know. That's the reason I'm doing it all over again next year. Oh,
There's so many times. It is a great trip.
it is. And there was another group there while we were there. I don't know if it was their first time there or whatnot. I know the group leader come up and was asking me questions. He's like, one of the first ones conversations we had was, he said, "I heard you've been here several times." I'm like, "Yeah, just a couple." And I said, "Yeah, this is my 11th trip." And so I was asking just some of the customary questions about it, and they really enjoyed it. From what I understand, what was really cool though is after we got done with the line fish Friday night, we still had some left over, and I asked the group, well, I don't see the other group, I don't see that they have any. So let me go find out if they done any line fishing, and if they didn't, I'd rather them have it than throw it away. So so I did, and they're like, no, we didn't shoot any, but yeah, we'd love to try it. And so we took what we had left over to them, and they absolutely loved it. So
They're becoming line fishing then.
do I?
They're going to be going back and going line fishing.
Yeah, not seeing as many as we used to, but we do twist their arm to take us to a couple of the little the unknown spots, and they don't let us get too many of them. I guess it takes away from their fun.
Respect for something.
Oh yeah. But all in all, like I said, it was an awesome trip, awesome week. And I mean, I've got to give props to Turquoise Beach Dive Resort and Turquoise Divers, formerly known as Subway Water Sports. They always take real good care of us. And the thing that just amazes me, a resort like that sees hundreds of people come through a year, and they remember your first name when you come back.
Yeah, I couldn't do that, but they do.
No. You see them once a year, and that's one thing I can't do. So
I'm always asking people, "What's your name again?"
yeah. Huh? Yeah, Howard says it was Athens Scuba. Scott says Chris's favorite place to dive. No, my favorite place is Pennyroyal. I mean, that's my favorite place. I'm just trying to catch my saltwater dive log up to my freshwater dive log. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's see. Mike says he missed you, JoJo. Trish says she missed you.
I missed the fun.
They even remembered Howard after 5 years. His last trip down there was 5 years ago. We've had a pandemic since then, and all kinds of, and yeah, like, how do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Like you guys are good.
My first trip down there 7 years ago. So,
hey, JoJo.
what?
Guess what?
It's almost Halloween.
It's almost Halloween, but I found my spark plug. I told you I was going to find it. There's my spark plug.
It doesn't look like it's been down there too long. It's just a little rust. I think it might even.
Take it off the wire, take it back up, throw it in the boat, fire it up. It'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I was just sitting here going through, and I finally seen it. I'm like, yeah, I can't resist. I got to show it. We got 9 minutes left. I've got to throw it up there. But I've looked too long for it.
Oh, jeez. Didn't give up. Proud of you, Chris.
Do what?
So you didn't give up. I'm proud of you.
Oh, yeah. Never give up, never give in. Oh, but yeah, like I said, this trip here is, really the highlight of my season. We designed this trip to allow staff members to get away and dive, and so this year it was only me and Mike, so I know he enjoyed the fire out of it. Next year I think several others are going to go. We may actually even have to close the park the 2 weeks that we're there because I don't know that we're going to have anybody left to run it. I know Brian's done said he's planning to go on one of the weeks. Him and Terry. Jeff will probably end up going. I know Jordan said something about that him and his wife. They've been with us before, but the last time they were there, she found out like 3 days before the trip she was pregnant. So she got to go. She didn't get to dive. She still hasn't dove in Roatan. So
Come to think about Coco would fall on fall break. The kids would absolutely love to do that.
oh yeah, and I'm glad it's worked out that way. Because that's always been the thing until they changed the fall break schedule. You used to this trip was on fall break, and they moved it to where it's like ours is the second full week of October, and I know the resort at Turquoise, they have another group that's there that goes that same time. So we've been kind of stuck in with the first week of October. So, but yeah, but now that you said that, Joe, it is almost Halloween. We're only a couple of weeks away.
I got one more weekend prep and be it ready.
Well, I tell you what, sounds like you had a pretty good cruise Saturday. I was busy on an airplane coming back from Roatan. You were busy setting up the haunted trail.
Yeah, we got going nice and early Saturday morning. Got a good chunk in. Even had some topside decorated up. And from my understanding, it's already doing its job.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that divers have seen a couple of your unexpected sights. Not going to let the cat out of the bag, but
I've already gotten a talking to.
uh-oh. A good talking to or a bad talking to?
Well, when you have to change your wetsuit,
Well, it is that time of year. We try to get into the Halloween spirit, and
so we already got a big chunk out. I want to thank Randy and the Lyon County Dive Team for helping me out this Saturday. They were a really big help. We're in, and I had most of everything I had with me in the water by 2 o'clock, and I was like, y'all go enjoy the rest of the day and get some more diving in, because I got a lot more down than I anticipated.
well, hey, and that's the big thing right there, because you set up a big trail, and when you've only got a couple of people working on it takes a while, but groups like that coming in to help out really makes things go quicker, and you can get everything set up, and I think you're ahead of schedule and will be ready for the 21st.
I plan on being ready the 21st. I got one more weekend, and I think we're going to be hitting it good.
Yeah.
Everything, the lights will be in, I believe, come in the morning of the 21st.
Awesome. Yeah, and of course, don't forget, the weekend of the 21st, 22nd, again, our little Halloween fest we do. It's the last event of the season. It's not the closing weekend. We won't close until, I think, November 12th is the last regular day. But, lots of stuff going on that weekend, the 21st and 22nd. We've partnered up with a couple of the other local dive shops, Ohana, Water Dogs, and Louisville Dive Center. Ohana and Water Dogs are sponsoring the Zombie Apocalypse Diver course on the 21st. I think that starts at noon. If anybody's interested in taking that class, please contact one of the sponsoring shops. either Ohana or Water Dogs. And then, of course, that evening, we're sponsoring a free chili and hot dogs for divers starting at 5 o'clock because that's closing time. And in preparation for the haunted trail dive. That dive should start around 6:30, and then after the dive, Louisville Dive Center. I can't even talk. Louisville Dive Center is sponsoring a creature feature on their outdoor big screen. So, and that's going to be down in the pavilion area as well. And if you missed the last time they done an outdoor movie down there, they had it set up like top notch. I mean, yeah, 20-foot outdoor screen. You know, it really looked good, especially with the pavilion lights on and everything. And then on the 22nd is the pumpkin carving. So there's a pumpkin carving class going on, also sponsored by Ohana and Water Dogs. You don't have to take the class. You're more than welcome to come and carve your own pumpkin. We will have a limited supply of pumpkins there. If somebody decides when they get there they want to carve, but we won't have a ton of them. So bring pumpkins, bring your carving tools, and come out and enjoy an awesome weekend.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see how creative some people get on these pumpkins. They turned out pretty cool.
Well, I know it's been a few years ago, but the one that really sticks out in my mind is a pumpkin that a couple of young ladies carved out, and I mean this has been 10, 12 years ago, and I'll never forget it. They carved the pi sign into a pumpkin.
I remember that one.
they Yeah, they carved the pie sign, so it's pumpkin pie. But we have over the years. I mean, we have had some very very interesting carvings, and I look forward to seeing how creative people are every year with the pumpkin carving.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
that it
Clear
is.
calendar. Good.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the water is cooling down. These cooler nights, it is cooling down, and so right now we are recommending a 5 mil from surface down to about 40 foot, hood and gloves, and a 7 mil below that because it is cooling down.
Yeah. And really, the water's not the problem right now. It's the air temperature.
Oh yeah.
But we can talk about a couple ways to combat that on our next Monday. How's that?
What combat water cooling down?
Well, no, how to stay warm when you're out of the water, because that's normally when you get cold and then like, all right, I'm done, I'm cold. That's when they get out, and it's instant. I'm freezing. So.
Well, and you know how to extend your diving season, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Take a dry suit class. Dive dry. You stay warmer.
Company.
Get one of those handy dandy little heated vests like you've got.
Yep, that helps take the edge off.
Oh yeah. All right, JoJo, you got any final thoughts for us for this evening?
I'm so glad you all had a good time. Of course, I'm regretting missing it, but it is what
We
it
missed
is.
you. Everybody missed JoJo.
So I won't put it on the books to try to go next year.
Week 1, week 2, or both?
It'd be hard for me to get both. I wish I could. Hey, work, can I have 2 weeks off this year? I'd probably go, sure, but you can't get paid for it.
They'd probably say, yeah, you can take as much time off as you want. Just don't. If it's longer than a week, don't come back. But oh yeah. Well, and it makes my final thoughts is I'm glad to be back. It's always a great time down there, especially getting to see our friends on Roatan. Always an awesome reunion, uh, great trip. But it makes me sad because I know when we get back, that's pretty much the last big thing of the year besides the Halloween fest. So season's winding down. It really is. Water's cooling down. Classes are slowing down. So it tells me winter is on its way, and that's if I could do this all year long, I would. But being landlocked in the middle of middle of the U.S., it's kind of hard to do that. But hey, it gives us time to huh?
6 acres down to put over.
Yeah. We're just gonna put water heaters in.
Yeah.
Look forward to diving in January. There's no thermocline.
Yeah. On January.
When's the best time to dive the quarry? January. There's no thermocline. It's just cold, top to bottom. There's no thermocline.
You're getting in. It doesn't matter where you go. It's the same temperature.
And if you're lucky, it'll be warmer outside than it is in the water. But most of the times, it's not.
There's snow off the dock.
Emily says she approves this message.
Hey, it's not a bad time to do a dry suit class.
No, it's really not. I mean, if you look at it, water temperatures usually don't get below 42 on the surface. Usually 44 to 48 degrees. Just depends on how the winter goes. And it's the same temperature on the bottom, so it makes a perfect dry suit dive. If you layer up, you won't get cold. So especially if you got dry gloves on, the only thing exposed is your face. So, and you can do a full face class as well, and then you don't have near as much that gets cold.
Yeah, we're getting shielding all those body parts up.
Oh yeah. So, hey, I dove my full face the entire trip in Roatan. Absolutely love my full face.
I want to figure out where I screwed up. So.
Well, and I actually, of course, doing photography, my eyeballs aren't like they used to be. Used to, I could just, take my glasses off, go dive, and the water would help correct my vision enough to see. Over the last couple of years, that's not been the greatest. So I actually ordered the Ocean Reef glasses that go in the full face. And let me tell you, that made a huge difference. I dove with those glasses in my full face. I was able to see everything. It was awesome.
That is cool.
Except for the eel. I didn't see the eel.
It's behind you. You got eye off the back of your head.
Yeah. I did not hear that little voice going, "Danger, danger, Will Robinson." Oh, well, guys, it is. It looks like it's 6 after 9. Just want to thank you guys for tuning in with us each and every week. We always love to talk about diving and our, things that we experience and tips and tricks. I know we've done it before. We went to Roatan, some travel tips and all of that. And so I'm glad we was able to have a fun, safe, and awesome trip. Glad to be back home. Got to sleep in my bed for the first time last night. It was great. Always a pleasure getting on here with you guys. We've been doing this show since 2020 when the pandemic started. Everything was locked down, and I wanted to do something to keep the divers engaged and, keep talking about scuba. And, I never thought that here we would be 3 years later, JoJo here by my side, doing this every Monday night. And it's always a pleasure having you guys tune in with us, spending an hour with us. So I just want to say thank you for supporting us and listening to our shenanigans. And we do have some shenanigans, don't we, JoJo?
Yeah, it's pretty shenanigans.
We like shenanigans every now and then.
So look at the dictionary for that word.
I'm glad we don't have bloopers on here. But anyway, all right, guys. Well, again, thanks for tuning in with us. We always love spending our hour every Monday night with you guys. Michelle, yeah, you missed it, but give it a few minutes. You'll be able to go back and hear the replay or watch the replay, see some of the awesome pictures and the conversation about the recent trip. So, JoJo, do you have anything else?
Nope, I will see you this weekend.
All right. Well, until next Monday night, guys, if you're diving with us this weekend, we can't wait to see you. If you're not, we hope you have an awesome, wonderful, and safe diving adventures. Happy bubbles as always, and we'll catch you guys next Monday night right here on the Monday Night Safety Stop, only on the Penny Royal Divers Group and our YouTube channel.
We are the kings of it.